Hey guys. So we've got a very special episode of Terry's Workbench today. Um, Let me start off by giving you a little bit of history of my background. So the very first computer I ever got was a Radio Shack color computer, and I got that computer for Christmas whenever I was 10 years old. So that was the that would have been, I believe, Christmas of 1982. Uh, at that time, all of my friends were getting like Atari 2600s, and man, I really wanted an Atari 2600, but I got a computer instead. Yeah, really glad I got a computer instead. Now, at the time, I was a little bit disappointed. I'm like, hey, Santa Claus, man, um, but the Tandy Color computer is actually a pretty good machine, and the one that I had, for some reason, I wound up recycling that machine whenever I moved a few years ago. Whenever I moved into the house I'm in currently now, and that was really dumb of me. I shouldn't have done that. Um, I did steal a lot of parts out of it before I let it go, so I got like the CPU and the SAM and uh, several the extended basic ROM out of it, a bunch of things. The one that I had is it was a 16K color computer, and it was the one where the badge was on the left hand side, and it had the memory button up top. And there were several iterations of that computer. Um, I believe mine was one of the early serial numbers of that machine. Um, it uh, it basically got my whole computer thing started. I still remember whenever I was sitting, I was programming, trying to figure out how to make a little block move across the screen, and it's like just a revelation in my head. I could do a equals a plus one, and whenever it would do that, it would iterate to the next value of a. So if a started out as 0, it would be 1, 2, and 3 every time it would iterate through that in the basic programming language. To me, that was like magic. It's like, oh my goodness, I can sit there and make this thing, you know, uh, calculate stuff, and I can use those calculations to move things around on the screen. And so, like, yeah, like the first program I ever wrote was like a horse race kind of thing where you had several things that would move across the screen. Um, the So here we are a few years later, and I saw one come up on one of my Facebook groups that somebody posted. Um, it was on the Goodwill site, and it just happened to be the same version as mine. And it says that it doesn't work. Um, and so parts only is basically the way it was labeled. So we're gonna find out. I have it here, just received it today. I haven't opened the box yet, so we're gonna open up the box. We're gonna see how well these guys shipped it and everything. I apologize if you hear noise in the background. We've got a lot of wind and rain going on outside this evening, so again, I apologize ahead of time if that's yeah, if you hear that's what's going on. So like Dave Jones, he has like the big knife. I'm a bit redneck, so I have the fillet knife here, and I guess that's what we'll do to open this thing up. So let's flip it over here to the workbench and open this bad boy up. See what we got. All right, along there. I have no idea which side's up on this thing. Probably opening it up from the bottom. All right, there we go. Hey, we're open. Look at this. Oh wow, looks like the folks at the Goodwill hacked it up rather well. Check it out here. Yeah. ain't fooling around. Holy cow. There it is, man. Battleship Gray. All bubble wrapped and everything. And set that out of the way. I'll be tripping over that later. I wonder if it includes the cables. It looked like I saw a cable in here for the cassette port. All right, 16K RAM. Yep. Got some cosmetic issues right there. There we go. So yeah, it looks like still has this thing plugged into the cassette port, and interesting. So yeah, that is a 16K. I'll flip it around this way so that you guys can see it. It has the 16K badge on it, and it is marked no power, parts only. I paid way too much for this. Man, I just wanted it. So I think I wound up paying like $100 for it or something like that. And so, first off, let's take this cassette port cable out of here. Set that off to the side. Get that untangled from the power cord. There we go. All right. Probably use that later on in a different video or something. So, all right. We've got our Coco here. Let's go ahead and hook up. Let's see, we want it to be on channel 3. And I can't see, it just has a switch. So we'll have to flip it back and forth. Let's make sure that it's turned off. Okay, it is turned off. All right, plugged it into power. And nothing is caught on fire yet. I will go ahead and turn on our capture window here. Maybe we'll move that down here, out of the way. Oh wow, the rain's getting really rough out there. So I guess we'll see. See how all this works out. Let's see here, and so let's power it on. Oh, it's got something. Something's going on there. Oh. Well. It's not a great signal coming out of that thing, but they never really produce good signals. There it is. Huh. It does work. Outstanding. Well, I'm happy about that. I hope this thing wasn't making audio the whole time, by the way. I apologize if it was. So, I think that right there, there we go. No power, parts only. I'm calling BS on that. Well, cool. I was really hoping to open this up and have to fix it. Let's take it apart. I'll go ahead and shut that off and see what we got in here. Uh, so yeah, we've got a fairly low serial number on here. It's under 35,000. And there we go. No screw in there. There is a screw in there. Screw in there. I am guessing since this thing has an RCA cable for the RF that they were unable to connect it properly to a television to test, and therefore said that it was bad. It wouldn't power on. Either that, or they may have just simply wired it into a RCA input, composite video input, hoping that that's how it would work. That is not how these work. All right. So going to lose all of these screws on the run. There they go. All right. And oh wow, I forgot about that. It has the RF shield on here. It's zip tied in place. What's up with that, man? That's weird. All right. Okay. So, let's take a pair of cutters and carefully remove these guys. You know, I can't remember if mine had this RF shield on it or not. I believe it did, and I think I took it off and never put it back on again. I'd done a dumb modification to mine where it had a LED where the memory button was, and so I had modified it to do that. That was really dumb on my part. Oh man, there's some modifications that have been done here. It has I think it's got a 32K mod. Look at that. It's got going from test point 1 over to the bottom of this little chip right here. What is that, U29? And then it's got one of the legs pulled up on one of the rams here. That's interesting. So yeah, it has both the color basic and extended color basic ROM. Something weird's going on there. Why is that all the way in there? Interesting. So these are your two PIA chips, peripheral interface adapters. I believe this is the video chip. What is that? 6847. Yeah, yeah, that's what that is. This guy right here, this is called the Sam, and this was a custom. Uh, I believe this may have been a custom chip. All of these chips were made by Motorola, and that's what they're marked as. Oh, the RAM chips in here are NEC, so yeah, you can definitely tell that that's been redone. You got your RF board right there. And we got a big linear power supply. Couple of interesting things here. I believe that's a 555 timer they've got over there. Um, Somewhere in here they've got, I believe it's probably right up here, is op amps that go to the serial port and the um, audio ports. So that's kind of interesting the way that works. They took all of that circuitry and put it into a thing called the SALT chip, which is in the color computer too. So yeah, yep, we're back up and running. Got turned on now. Undo that window. Man, these. Yeah, this keyboard needs to be cleaned up. As I recall, yep, it's a header in this thing right here. And on the back side of it, yeah, it's all metal. I think we could take that apart. Probably clean this keyboard. Thing needs some love for sure, man. Uh, there we go. That takes us back to green. CLS. What? 9 should give us, like, should say Microsoft or something. Yeah. Something interesting about the BASIC that was in here. Color BASIC was based off of the 6502 BASIC that Microsoft had done. And basically they just transposed it so that it would work with the 6809, which is a CPU. That's this guy right here. So yeah, it looks like our keyboard's a little bit messy there and needs a little bit of love. Everything else looks, I mean, stock with the exception of the memory. I would love to. Let's see. I can't get it to type very well. Let's see. Question mark. Mem. Can't remember. Ah, yeah, yeah. This bad boy's got 32K for sure. Look at that. 24,864 bytes. So yeah, pretty sure that we have one that has 32K of RAM. I wound up doing the 32K upgrade myself whenever I was a kid, and it was something. I remember it being something like this. I had to um, pull up some leads and solder some stuff. I think that test point may be like a 5-volt thing that does a pull up on that chip right there. I believe it changes some of the addressing there. Yeah, all of the 32K chips are aligned. Something interesting about this, and I'll have to I'll examine this here in a second and look and see. I'll probably have to get out my crazy glasses to be able to see it and see how many see how these chips are done here. Okay. These are D4164C. Let's find out. Those are 64K chips. So this one's probably later than mine. So something they did with the latter color computers is they would go ahead and put in 64K chips, but only use 32K of them. And it's because early on they couldn't they were basically buying bad 64K chips. Basically, they were rejects and putting them in these machines and only using 64K or 32K of them. So that's kind of interesting. Well, cool. So that's good to know. Man, I really wish I could get better video at this thing. And it feels like there's like something loose in there. I don't know. Maybe I'll just take a look at that. Oh, don't want that getting in the computer. Oh, wow. The resistor's loose there. Yeah, that sucks. Man, I don't know. All this stuff seems a little bit suspect to me. I think the analog televisions were just much more forgiving than these video capture cards. Because that looks terrible. I don't know if there's an alignment that can be done for that. So, all right. So we have a working color computer. Look at that. No drama. No, no bad stuff. Just taking the old machine and plugging it in, and off it goes. Let's see here. which one of these is going to be easier to take off. The keyboard side or the other side. That's one of the things they really messed up the color computer too. I'm sure it was cheaper to manufacture their little connector that they use on it, which is, you know, basically a ribbon cable. Problem with that ribbon cable is it sucked. Yeah, so this thing right here has little bitty screws. We could disassemble this whole thing and clean this up. I think I may do that because of the how poorly this keyboard's performing. Let's see here. I don't know. Let's see who was doing QA here. LHJ. Can't see any dates on that, so I don't know when that was, but yeah. So they have this header connector on these machines, whereas the other ones just have a big ugly thing you know, mylar type stuff that you shove down into a connector and it breaks off and it doesn't work very well. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to pause the video here and gather up all of my screws from the bottom of this thing and take this keyboard apart and see what we can come up with. So I'm going to pause the video while we get that going. I can remember how to do that. There we go. Okay, well, we now have all the screws out of this keyboard. And let's see what we have. All right. So we've got little membranes here with electrical connections on them. And they make contact. This right here, it looks like these are all gold connections too. I'm surprised that we have such poor contact on all of that. Let me grab my can of contact cleaner here and see if we can clean some of that up. Does not appear to be any issues with the gold that's on. That all looks very pristine. It's just on here. Oh yeah, you can see it now. Definitely some oxidation that has occurred there. And very specific keys too. Interesting. Okay, well, tell you what, let's I don't know if that's going to deoxidize it enough or not. Just on its own, I do not know, but I guess we can find out. We go ahead and put it back together. Okay, we've got it put back together here. Hey, everything feels like it works. Man, this is gnarly. All right. Got pushed back on there. Go ahead and turn our video back on and power it up. Well, a little bit of jumping going on there. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. Man, that is just terrible color. I mean, it was not bad like this back in the day. I don't know if there's anything I can do software-wise to help with this. Let's see here. Turning down the color saturation is somewhat helpful. Oof. Man, that's really bad. I tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this long cable that I have here. I'm going to plug directly into the decoder. I wish I had a longer F cable. I hope I don't mess up the. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's much better. There we go. Oh yeah, yeah. There we go. That's more like it. Let's see. Probably turn the saturation back up on this thing. Maybe not. Yes, that's more like it. Absolutely. I tell you what. Let's play some Space Invaders. Okay. Okay. Well, we've got it loaded up here with our Space Assault, and let's take this thing for a ride. Um, going to go ahead and fire it up. Cool. Well, this is what I spent my Christmas morning playing whenever I got my color computer. Um, Man, the sounds in this thing are terrible. This is like one of the worst Space Invaders games I think there is. But the audio, I mean, pretty much each of the little creatures going across the screen, they sound like they're farting, man. There's no other way to put it. But it's still fun to play. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's see if I can at least get to level 2 on this thing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my screen on my desktop camera, but for some reason it is really not happy. Oh no! I'm gonna win. I got it. I got it. Oh no. Can't believe I made it this far. That's crazy. Oh no. How? How am I doing so well? I don't even understand that. This game was so hard when I was a kid. Oh. Oh, and that's it. All right. Cool. So there it is, man. We have a working um, Radio Shack color computer. Was not expecting this thing to work. Well, cool. Well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight and checking out this machine. So now I have a Color Computer 1, 2, and 3. I have two Color Computer 3s. I have my original Color Computer 3 that I brought back to life. And then I have another one that I upgraded to 512K of RAM that a friend of mine gifted to me many years ago, and I just held on to it. So yeah, I've got a full collection now. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I guess we'll see you later.